Okay, so let me rewind this back and tell you the story about what happened to me. So this weekend, I decide to make a donation to the Goodwill, and I go there and I'm like, you know, I should just walk around. And I went to a couple other places this weekend too. So I go in, and lo and behold, there is this beautiful, probably 4.5 by like 3 foot painting, or not painting, it's a print, framed, ready to go, and it's of the Last Supper, but it has like this metallic glittery stuff like mixed in with it, and it's beautiful. And if you know anything about me, you know that I'm obsessed with anything with Jesus on it, anything gothic-y like that, anything biblical. I love that kind of artwork. So I kind of hung around for a while because there was a mom sitting in front of it on the phone, but I didn't know if she was sitting in front of it because she wanted it or what. And so I go over and I ask her daughter, like, are you guys gonna get this? And she goes, oh no. So I was like, sweet. So I go to swoop on it and I look, and the price tag said $25. That is it. That is it. Framed, everything, ready to go. And I was like, holy crap, this is the find of the century. So I was really excited, and this other little lady came up and was like, oh, do you have room for that at your house? Are you gonna be able to fit that in your car? And I was like, I will find room. Okay, I will find it. This is mine. Back off. So I take my happy little butt outside to my car, and I move a bunch of stuff around. It literally takes me a good 15 minutes of moving things around, and I get this thing and it barely fits in the back of my car. And I even had to like tilt it sideways. I get home. It stays in my car for a couple of days because I'm not ready to bring it in yet. It's kind of heavy and I was just being lazy. So I bring it in, or no, wait. So rewind 2 nights ago, Will and I go out to have dinner, and as we're getting back in the car, Will goes, oh, watch out, there's a bug in here. And I was like, a bug? And I see a little roach scurrying around on my freaking, scurrying around like on my console. And I was like, oh my God, get it. And he was like, oh, like opens the door and he like tries to flicker. He goes, oh yeah, I think I got it. And I feel like he and I both knew at that point that he did not get it. But I was like, I'll just let myself think that he got it. Like, let's just get home and I'll deal with this tomorrow. I have goosebumps, like just talking about this. Just talking about it, I have goosebumps. So the next day I wake up and I'm like, all right, let's go through the car. And I spent a good portion of my morning cleaning everything out, throwing stuff away. I threw away my beautiful seat covers that I loved. I just didn't want anywhere for this little thing to hide. So I took everything out, and then I went and I spent $70 on a detail car cleaning. And then I was like, yeah, I'm feeling good. Rewind a little bit, but that night when we got to the house, I was like, okay, that's weird about the roach, but I've been bringing boxes in from work. And at work, we've been seeing the big water ones. And so I was like, maybe there was a roach in a box. I just don't want that stuff coming home with me. Well, after we get home, I bring the painting upstairs and I clean the whole front of it off, and then I look at the back of it, and there is a little stowaway sitting in the back, like right behind the frame, like just hanging out back there in this little like niche that sticks out. And I was like, oh, they're coming from the picture frame. Oh, goosebumps. They're coming from the picture frame. So I take it out into our hallway, I spray it with Raid, I leave it out there overnight because it was raining, so I couldn't put it on the balcony. And the next morning, I think I saw a couple that had tried to scamper off and just died, like in the hallway, like, and they're the little ones. And here's the thing about the little roaches. From what I've been told, the little ones are really bad because those are the infestation kinds. The big daddy ones, the big nasty ones, those ones are loners. They're like little lone rangers, just like traveling the world, doing their own thing. These little ones are the bad ones that you don't want to mess with, that you just don't want in your house, because where there's one, there's a lot more. So that's where they came from. So be careful with anything that you are picking up from the Goodwill or any thrift store, garage sale, anything. Like, take a minute and think about what you're getting and inspect it a little bit, because this is not a problem that I expected to have. So anyway, the next day I get this thing cleaned out and I feel good. I get to work. I'm fine. I go home. I'm fine. Today I go to drive to work and I get there. I'm so happy. I bought like new hand sanitizer and stuff. Like, my obsession in my car is like hand sanitizing and hand wiping and things, because there's nothing else to do and I like clean my car while I'm in here. So this morning I get to work and I'm like, all right. And I go to take my sunshade out. It's one of the ones that like folds into itself. And I had this bad feeling about the sunshade. And I was like, maybe I'm just being paranoid. So I go to pull the sunshade out and undo it. And sure enough, in my peripherals, I see this little black thing scurry off. And I saw him and I cornered him and he's about this big. And I had nothing. I had nothing to grab him with, nothing. I had my Purell bottle that I just bought in here. And so I started spraying Purell all over it, all over my seat, all over everything. And I was like, all right, you're gonna die. He escaped. He escaped. I should have like, I just wish I was quicker on my feet. He escaped. We don't know where he is. I had my coworker come and help me try to find him and try to get him today, and we couldn't find him anywhere. So he's in here still. He is hitchhiking with me right now, and I can't think about it too much because I'll freak out. I just have a fear of bugs. I know for a lot of people it's not a big deal, but I don't know why. It's just in me. Like, I would have to go through like some major therapy if I wanted to overcome this, because my body reacts before my mind does. Like, it's just reflex. Like, now everything just makes me itch and freak out. So it's still in here, and I just don't know what to do. And I was looking up putting bug bombs off of my car. Like, I don't know, like, this guy is like hitching a ride to and from work with me. And like, look, that's fine and everything, buddy, but like, you need to go. Need to go. One of my coworkers was like, roll your windows down, he'll come out. I'm like, they're nocturnal. This thing is not coming out until nighttime if he comes out. And apparently he's stealthy as crap because he hung out in a shade for 2 days waiting for me. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. And I just hope that I don't come across this little guy on my ride home. The goosebumps are just like never ending. And we'll just see what happens. I'll let you know when he's out. And I just booked a job that's shooting in Mammoth. Do you know how long it takes to get to Mammoth from Hollywood? Let's clap it out. It takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. My hour commute home is long enough for me to stress out about this. 5 hours? That's plenty of time for him to come out, plot to kill me, like, come, scare me, and then eventually kill me. Like, the torture. Should I rent a car? No. But I mean, what am I gonna do, you guys? This is awful. This is just awful. So that's my predicament. Whatever. So I'm driving home now, and I should keep my eyes on the road. And that's all I got. Okay, happiest day ever. Oh my God. So I just went to the dentist, and when I got out, I stopped down the street because I was trying to find the closest bank, and lo and behold, who comes scurrying out to say hello to me? That's right, the little roach. And I was like, oh hell no, not today. So like after almost jumping out of my car, like he was in my cup holder, and I put a bunch of these down, and I was smashing him with all of my sanitary items, and the first round didn't kill him. He was just like, ew, like covered under it like a bunch of pillows. And then he scurried, oh, I'm still like so grossed out. He still like scurried out, and then he went from my cup holder into this little area, and I was like, oh hell no, Angela, you can't let him get away. You can't let the fear rule you and take you over. So I smashed in there, and then I saw a lovely parking meter man coming to collect all the quarters. And I was like, this is my chance, because I just was too grossed out to try to grab it out. And I said, excuse me, sir, could you help me with something? And he was like, what? And so I told him, I was like, but it's a little roach, it's so small. He's like, so what's my job? I was like, can you just pull that napkin out, and then you can throw it in this bag, and then I'll go throw that away. And he said, okay. And he got it out. He's gone! Dang dong, the roach is dead. So what a happy day. And he's across the street right now, so I'm gonna go before I look like even more of a freak. But I'm a very happy camper, so now I'm gonna take my ride to work with style and no fear. Oh my god. All right, bye. Enjoy some banter with my brother and I talking about roaches. I'll leave you with that. Dylan, this is the worst day of my life.
Womp womp. Worst day? What happened?
Huh? The roach.
What happened to make it the worst day?
The roach
That's
happened.
the worst day. Are you kidding me?
It's awful.
I'm about to one-up you, worst day.
Huh.
You have a roach be on the toilet paper roll when you were a child? I don't think so. Worst day. Our worst day, that shit.
That was
How you get off the toilet? How you get off the toilet? You got, you know, you're all dirty still. You didn't even get a chance to wipe. You got nowhere to run.
Ugh. And then you can't even like go by the door because the roach is by the door.
Yeah, like I don't even remember how I got out of that situation.
I just remember hearing you scream from like down the hallway, just like whee!
Yeah, it was horrible. It was terrifying. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Well, I told Will, I go, this morning I found the roach again. He's still in my car, and Will goes, there's probably more than one. And I was like, no!
Ooh.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, he got you there.
It's so mean. Here's what happened. This morning I get to work, and I remember yesterday I was kind of afraid to open up my sunshade in my car because I was like, oh god, what if there's a roach on it? And so I didn't open my sunshade up yesterday. Today, I get to work, I was like, all right, you can do this. Open up your sunshade. And guess the what?
He was in the
That's
fucking
what he
sunshade.
was! Waiting for me! He sat there for 2 days! This roach is a stealth killer.
He's just waiting. It's like, hey,
Patient killer! Oh!
I know she's gonna open this sunshade.
And yeah, that's what he...
I'm gonna jump out and get her when she does.
They're so
Nice.
nimble.
Yes, they are.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Just gnawing at the back of your head.
Oh my gosh, my head's itching now. Oh.
Oh, that's just the lice.
No! I wouldn't mind those. No, I'm just kidding. Would you rather have lice in your hair or have a roach in your hair?
Probably lice because I don't have hair. What's up?
To pay.
That's rude.
Get it? Instead of touche?
Rude. So rude.